Hello everyone, welcome to a tutorial for the SDK on how to set up the new grass system and converting your old maps to the new system. So first things first, here we have a pretty normal map, some of the old grass, we have some flowers, different types of grass scattered around, pretty standard setup. First thing we're going to do, go to your terrain, go to your paint details, and take a screenshot of whatever you have in here. You're going to need this for later, and it's best to do it now in case you forget, because there is a step where once you do it, you will not be able to recover this. Next, we're going to start setting up the grass cube. So we're going to right click in your hierarchy, go to 3D object, go to cube, and name it grass area. For positioning this cube, we're going to want to position it in the middle of the map at the same Y as your terrain. So for example, this terrain is set at -15, and terrain width and height is 1000. Therefore, we're going to set the cube at 500, -15, 500. For the scale, I want to do slightly bigger than the terrain size. This terrain is 1000 by 1000, so we're going to do 1200 by 1200. And we want to do a height that covers the entire terrain. Let's set this to 200. Now we have a cube that covers the entirety of the terrain. You can disable the mesh render and box collider. And you're good to go on setting up the actual cube. The last thing to do is go into your map scene hierarchy, scroll down to the grass global volume section, and drag the grass area into it. And then drag the grass area into your level as a kind of folder for later. Next, we're gonna have to convert the grass to the new system. To do this, first go into your terrain, go to add component, look up grass. You're gonna want to click on the holdfast mod terrain grass data. Once you do this, all of the grass will be wiped off your map. This is the can't go back step that I mentioned earlier. So I hope you still have your picture of the old data. Now, what we're going to do is drag in grass that fits the old grass that you had as the detail mesh. To do this, go to your holdfast game assets, look up grass, and to give you some context, I'm looking to convert these types of grasses and flowers into the new system. So for the first three, we have some dry grass and some normal grass. So I'm going to scroll down all the way to the bottom where it says grass detail O1v2 color separate. That'll be my green grass. And O1v2 dry, that'll be my dry grass. After that, I have some flowers, so heaths, cornflowers, poppies, etc., etc. You may not have mesh versions of these. You may have had the old 2D versions. This doesn't make a difference. You can look through all the different flower types, start dragging them in as you like. Alright, once this is done, you have all of your grass placed on the terrain. Drag all of these into your grass area. This is more for convenience than anything. You don't have to worry about where you place these. These will disappear at runtime. Now you can go back into your terrain, go down to the grass data script you've added to your terrain, and you can just start dragging these from your hierarchy into the elements. If this makes it easier, you can lock your inspector here, and that way this won't disappear even if you actually select one of the grass types entirely. Start dragging these in. One thing to mention is while filling up the grass prefabs area, do not leave any of these empty. This may cause issues during build and once you're loading them up in game. And now all of our grass is placed on the terrain. You will notice that the scales of your old grass have stayed the same. So, for example, my flowers are still fine. They're the same size as before, but the grass is absolutely tiny. So now we're going to resize all of the detail meshes that we have. For the grass size, I recommend doing 3.5 to 5.5 for both width and height. This is subject to change because it's currently an issue for us, but for now this will do. Now you can look through the entirety of your map, check the different foliage types you have in case you have different flower types, different bushes, make sure they're all scaled up properly. Once this is done, you can go through, remove or add any grass you'd like, and you should be good to go. I'm going to build this, upload it, and then hop in game and make sure everything works. Alright, and here we are in game. As you can see, grass is applied, flowers are in. You'll notice a sort of patchiness in the distance. That's looking to be fixed in a future update. Other than that, your grass should be good to go.